Oh, okay.
We are live.
So we're connected. Again, please come to the front. We only have a few people.
Oh, look at his head, it's shining.
Be nice, Maxwell.
I use a special polish. You ready?
I think most of you know me. My name's Nelson Mellis. Yes, I'm an Air Force Colonel, Maxwell, not an Army Colonel.
I know that.
Thank you. But I'm retired. And welcome to the Iraqi-Afghanistan Outreach to the Next Generation meeting. Sorry, we only have a few people here, but we do have a few people online. Is that the case, Cindy?
Yes.
Good, fantastic, and welcome to everybody. Okay, I do have to apologize up front also. I have a presentation to make at the Vietnam Veterans meeting, which is going on at the same time. I'll be in there for about 15 minutes. I wanted to get started, but thank you, Larry. Larry Rosenthal, retired from the Army, fantastic person, friend of mine. He's actually done a really great job in New Jersey as Department Commander and also in charge of Afghanistan and Iraq. Bob Richter, for those listening online, is a deputy, I guess, to this committee, to my committee, and we did combine two committees here. A couple things, initiatives, I don't know if you heard in the NEC, we have several outstanding initiatives going and recruiting as many rabbis within active duty National Guard and Reserve as possible to be our ambassadors. That is partially successful, but we have to expand the effort out to make them the ambassadors throughout the world. We also are, and I'll speak out of school here, in the process of seeking funds to promote our effort for outreach for not only Afghanistan and Iraqi veterans, but also for Vietnam era veterans. I'll be working with Eddie Goldwasser on grants, which is something we really haven't pursued very much in the past, but we have a good opportunity here with a couple of grant administrators. One happens to be a Jewish Brigadier General Klein, who's retired. He's in the JAG Force. He's Air Force, retiring from his job in the Pentagon very shortly, and he wants to get into grants. He's working with another lady from New Jersey, Alina Kushbaum, who is fantastic. She's probably the best in the country on grants, not just for Jewish grants, but for all organizations. I think in February, when we stand up in front of you again, we'll be able to say that we have received some grants to promote our efforts. Real fast. What we're doing now for outreach is not good. We're not doing enough. We need to get involved in transition for the troops coming out. And by the way, outreach starts with the military member before they leave the service. For the family member as well, for the families as well as the military member. Let me add that in. We need transition services, we need education promotion. We had the USAA people standing up here. If you look around the room at the same time, there's a lot of people in our organization. They're financial type people. They could have said the same thing, if not better. We center that toward the military member and the veteran. But we have to concentrate on VA, what they can do for us, and also have veteran services people from our organization, helping the Jewish and not Jewish people. That's all I'll say right now. Larry has some really good ideas to promote our initiatives. I'll be back in as soon as I can, but I have to make that presentation to Vietnam veterans. Thank you.
Thank you, Nelson.
Okay, thank you for all coming. Let me give you a little insight as to who I am. I put in 26 years in the Army National Guard, rose to an E7, which meant I had to do a little bit more work than my friend, that colonel. Deployed for 9/11, got activated for Afghanistan and served time over there. My personal feeling is that every department commander should appoint an Iraq and Afghanistan chairman or chairperson. Let me rephrase that. That person should be given the support of the department commander and the executive staff so that they're included whenever the department commander or senior vice or junior vice goes someplace. This is the young face. When I say young face, be anybody 50 or younger, so that our troops can associate themselves with someone. Maxwell has seen, when I go around the state, they don't call me commander, or they didn't call me commander, they didn't call me Mr. Rosenthal, they called me Larry. Why? Because I built relationships. I made sure that I went to every government military function for 2.5 years. The lieutenant governor in New Jersey knows my name, first name, the senators, the assembly people, the people at the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs. It requires work. Nothing comes easy. But in New Jersey, our strength is more on a state level than the American Legion and the VFW. Why? Because when I go to a function, I sit in the first row. They know I'm going to be there. They know I'm going to ask questions. They know that when I go and I meet somebody, I ask the senator or assembly person, I introduce myself, what bills are you working on that I can help you with? Notice I said that I can help you with. It's a two-way street on information. And this is what the Iraq and Afghanistan chairperson needs to develop. They need to develop information, education, finances, summer camps. All right? I have a friend of mine who has had her children go to many, many summer camps for free or low funds. Requires research. But the network is out there. The other thing that a person like that does is start to build a committee. Because everybody's state is different. New Jersey, my chairperson lives 45 minutes away. Has people in North Jersey and South Jersey working on it. So that when the department commander gets a call from an Iraq or Afghanistan person, they don't have to guess as to where to send that person to get more information. They turn around and say, please contact so-and-so, or I'll forward your email to that person. Naturally, it's somebody that needs to be willing to get up in front of people and talk. I have been involved with ESGR, Employer Support Guard and Reserve. They do briefings at local Guard and Reserve units. This is where we want to be. We want to be in front of the troops, so that when I'm giving a presentation on ESGR, I make note that, by the way, when you get out, or even now, many veterans groups offer free membership, such as JWV, VFW, and the American Legion. I make sure JWV comes first, so that they know, and by my last name, hopefully they know that this is where I'm coming from. That person should also be on the website of the state that you're in. What I'd like to see is this happening nationally, and then every Iraq and Afghanistan person can network within each other. Simple reason. I have a person that gets discharged from Fort Dix. He's going to go out to California. Comes over and says, hey, going out to California. You know anything about it? No, I don't. But I'll tell you what, I got Maxwell Colonna that's out there. I'll give you his email address.
then I should get on my gun and shoot the mother for giving it out. I'm sorry.
But this is, I know he's joking, but if I sent an email out to Maxwell, I know Maxwell will take that person under his wing and tell him, okay, you need to get into this post. This is where the commissary, this is where the PX is, this is where you need to, the vet center is possible veteran service officer. Again, you're with people on a monthly basis. It requires work. It's not for somebody who's an invert, has to be an extrovert, hopefully, or at least be able to gather information so that we can all network. Trying to think of okay, good example. In February, when we did the March on the Hill, I met with the Sergeant Major of the Army, Sergeant Major Daly. He was working on every state having a program, and it was mentioned here earlier today by the Attorney General, that if a person has an active military driver's license, they can go down to their motor vehicle and get a CDL. Get a CDL, commercial driver's license. So if you have somebody who's 19 years old, doesn't know what to do with himself, needs a job, he can, yes, can you drive a 2.5 or a 5 ton? Yeah, okay, go down to the Division of Motor Vehicle with your military driver's history, and they'll give you a CDL. Guess what? Now we can go to work for a limo service, he can go to work for UPS, he can go to work for a delivery service, and he, until they get settled as to what they want to do when they get out of the military, as a form of income. There currently are 37 states that have this. Sergeant Major Daly in February was working on the congressmen and senators to see if that can be done in the other states. Maxwell?
Larry, can't they get that on most military bases? The licensing of vehicles, they have a whole building set up at some of the bases that you can get all this commercial driving and all this other stuff.
Well, a military driver's license is different than a CDL license issued by the state.
No, I was asking, I thought they could do it since they issue driver's licenses.
On the military purpose?
Yeah?
No.
Okay.
It has to be issued by the state.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, yeah.
No, finish up here.
In the state of New Jersey, this was done 2 years ago.
Okay.
First of all, being Desert Storm, I really don't know where I fall in. I'm like, there's 12,000 of us that probably qualify for this organization, but at Desert Storm.
Good, you're in our group.
Yeah, I know.
You're one of the younger people.
But let me tell you, I've got 3 kids who are Iraq, Afghanistan veterans. 2 are like members of the organization. One's active duty Air Force. They don't want anything to do with the old guys in my department. My department does not have a website. My department is dysfunctional. If the commander doesn't represent the organization, how should I put this? We're talking about a chairman. I think really for smaller departments, we need to do, you're Jersey and New York, you're big group, not big anymore, but big group. I think we need to start looking at lumping these Iraq, Afghanistan younger guys. They look at me as an old guy, by the way. And we need to put them together with themselves so they can have a little fun. and maybe do a couple good things. And not be meeting with guys who are in their 80s and 90s and walk out on the meetings because they're boring as shit, and these old guys are bickering.
You're right.
That's what my son did. He walked out. He goes, I'm sorry, I gotta go somewhere. He's an Air Force officer. Pretends to be important. I texted him. I said, what are you doing?
The chairperson in New Jersey planned an event that got a location for a picnic this past summer. Would you like to take a guess how many people, I'm just talking Iraq, Afghanistan, didn't talk about anybody else. And she got a list together, she sent out emails, and she made phone calls. Do you know how many people that would commit to attending for free?
Not many?
None.
Not yet.
Am I correct?
Okay? I don't know what it was, what she did wrong, what is required, but I think we in this room need to start by pressuring our department commanders at least to appoint somebody. I know.
So I can tell you, if I tell him we need to appoint somebody, it's gonna be me. So, and I'm pretty much an appointment for that anyway.
Okay, but there are
This time, we're a
states.
department with 250 members, and all those 250 members probably like, well, where are you guys from? Oh, the table's bigger, but not much bigger. 400 members, maybe more than that, maybe a little more. And you're from Southwest, right? Huh?
You're from Savannah. How many?
Department of the Southwest don't have that many folks. You have
Atlanta does, but almost every other, the only folks in the Southwest are Southeast are Atlanta, Savannah, and Birmingham. Everything else is shut down.
I guess what I'm saying is it doesn't work the same way in smaller departments. But we need to develop a target audience. And I've met one guy that qualifies in the last half year, because I'm actively looking for as an Iraq, Afghanistan vet. And most of the guys I meet are Vietnam and Korea, and even World War II still. And I mean, I surely want them as members, but the posts that are existing can get them as members.
Well,
I guess if we could get a connection with the Jewish Welfare Board to identify who's getting out of the service who's Jewish, and they could refer them to us, to national, and then national can dig it up to who's probably closest.
well, that was one of the things that Nelson wanted to mention. They met with the chaplain board at a convention, and they made them ambassadors for us. Kind of get them to refer to us.
Larry,
Yeah.
why not an email or something, maybe a paper to all department commanders, please, or you don't have to use the word please, I know you're a commander. Assign someone to be a chair of Iraqi. Please submit the name back to us ASAP.
Well, Max is sticking me with a job.
Look, that's what commanders for.
I'm not-
Commanders always, look, staff is accountable,
You're right.
staff is responsible.
I agree with you 150%. You're absolutely right.
Let's do it, I mean, that's it.
And you have to give us some goals.
And then the other thing is once that person is, how shall I say, identified, then that person needs to get a list of all those that are, let's say, under the age of 60, and develop an email list. I do it every time I get a piece of information that, in my estimation, that an Iraq and Afghanistan person might be interested in learning or hearing about it. all right? Sooner or later, okay, somebody's gonna say, wow, you know, I got that information from the JWV. All right, the driver's license. If we all went back to our particular posts and got a list and then sent it out, hey, you know, the driver's license. If you're looking for employment, this is the way to get it. This up to the current national commander. I have also brought it up to the future national commander. And I agree with you.
He lives around the corner from you.
Right. But what I asked for and what happens are two different things.
By the way, UPS, something came out from the military on that. I forgot, excuse me. The guy who dropped it out to me. But they're looking for military that are transitioning out.
Right.
They say, get back to your organization or whatever. I forgot who it was that sent it out. But they are looking.
This is probably more percentage.
Yes.
I'll get first up.
I'm doing emailing on other stuff.
Here's a question for you, and I don't know what the answer is. When the people apply to the VA, when people search VA, when they get out of the military,
Right.
they're registered with the VA. Somebody gets my name for a VA, for a mailing list that they got, whether it's for mortgages or whatever, somebody gets my damn name. Is National doing anything to touch base with VA on reaching any of the Jewish veterans to get out? And is that even a possibility?
In the past, I don't believe that we've been able to, I was gonna say, I don't think we were able to access.
Everybody else can get our mail information.
They probably pay for it.
It's not the answer, I'm sorry.
No.
The answer is, it's not the address, it's not your telephone. You just said the Jewish personnel. If you even go to the chaplains at the place, they're not authorized to tell you, but they'll say to you, we're having a meeting on Friday night. You come to the meeting, most of those people at Sabbath services will be Jewish personnel. At that moment, you get the name, but if you ask on the base with command chaplain, he is not authorized to give you any listing.
So, because we're doing a lot of discovery work, as JWV has gone back to the specific services, so we fully understand their transition plan, or transition services that they offer their personnel.
They have a section that, if you go on and, well, I shouldn't think that everyone has. At Camp Pendleton, which is one of the big bases, they have all this, there's a procedure, I think, in fact, it's either 5 or 7 days of transitioning, learning how to become back a civilian from all of this other stuff. Is that what you're right?
And so I know the Army spends lots of time around this. The soldiers required 365 days out of their termination of service to start that process.
Correct.
And I know that installations track that for the Army by what is the percentage of soldiers eligible to PC or ETS, how many have been enrolled. So we see those percentages by installation. The Army posts still come around 20-some job fairs or job sites.
I just got that.
Which bring in many corporations and lots of districts that want to hire people off that job. So I'm kind of surprised that we haven't broken that code. So how do we get
He's the one that
access
has things up in the
through
village.
the U.S. Chamber of Commerce or the Department of the Army so that veteran service organizations have got some kind of
Can you send me her
representation?
contact?
Yeah.
Here's how you connect to our Facebook page or whatever to contact us, rather we spend probably a great deal of time trying to search them out. So I don't think we're going to be successful at that, as opposed to if they know who you are, they will find you the same way they know how to buy anything else in the other stores.
That Army, since he's talking, Army also. You get all retirees, you get, I think it's quarterly, it might be semi-annually,
Echo,
the retiree stuff, and the back page, well, next to the back page, see, because it's on my desk right now, is when all the job fairs will be and at which basis.
Right, so, I mean, that's known and published, because what do we want to do with that, rather than, and the high off, you know, being in this business for the Army and trying to get soldiers for life to apply for jobs in the Army, like firefighters or police officers. We're interested in chasing those guys down so they make that transition, and they know we're out there to contact.
now,
So it's not hard to do, it's just a matter of getting into the system, so you can say, I want to be visible.
I know in New
We
Jersey,
have to make our presence there.
Yes.
I know in New Jersey, if you go to the Department of Military and Veterans Affairs, which is a state agency, they publish a weekly newsletter, if you will. Usually the last page of the newsletter also shows the job fairs.
Right.
Okay? I'm a representative of ESGR, and in the past, when ESGR has been asked to attend, usually the American Legion or the Chamber of Commerce hosts these things, we set up the table. And when I talk to these people, when they come over to the ESGR table, I ask, are you a member of any veterans group? When I get it, no, I don't need that. I said, well, you know, not for nothing, but instead of you spinning your wheels, looking for something, chances are those old vets have already gone down that road. They might be able to help you out. You know, because they have the connections. Because in today's society, it's not what you know, but who you know. And a lot of times,
So we're not trying to redo something that's already being done by the individual services. And so there's a part where once you're out, it's better probably to catch them before they get out and to transition somewhere affairs, because these services are already being paid for by us as a taxpayer to take care of people who are going to be discharged. So if the service is putting out, like the Army, over 20,000 people a year that get out because their enlistment's up, that ought to be where you target them, rather than chasing them down 3, 4, 5 years later.
Agreed. And what I think we should have said and emphasized, sorry I was going. Okay, we have to target them before they get out. And the Army, the Air Force, the Navy, Marine Corps will work with us. I get emails all the time saying we have job fairs, please come and put a representative before the individual gets out. The problem we have to do is we have to organize to have a representative in those areas. There's a big movement in the DC area to have these job fairs. In New Jersey, obviously, we have the American Legion heading up that effort, but we have to do it. There's no question. And that's part of our initiative when we get some money and when we get some people to actually man those stadiums.
Rich,
I get emails all the time from all the from Jersey, around the vet,
Yeah.
right? We were on the list, we always had a table. Right? And we stood out, we made papers, and we used to interact with the veterans, because they knew the veterans. And they knew what we did, so they opened up to us, and we always had a dialogue with them, but I get emails all the time, they want to have the vets. And we did get good replies back, and they were listening and we were able to get the help. You know what I'm saying? And then sign them up, like you said. I'm not Jewish, you don't have to be Jewish to belong to a veterans organization, especially the oldest one in existence from the Civil War days.
But again, what services will we provide to them? And we have to define that better. If I was a young vet getting out now, I'd be looking for transition services from the Jewish War veterans, educational benefits, services for my family. And we haven't clearly defined that. And maybe that's because we don't have the funds or we just haven't sat down and done it right. I don't know.
Well, we need training in that area too, maybe.
If this, go ahead. You're up.
we're gonna come full circle on this, because this is where we need to find somebody or a few people in every state to go to the job fairs. Who's that job fair? Who's gonna attend that job fair? It's not gonna be the guy that's 80 years old. It's gotta be somebody that is younger, that has the information that a transitioning military person needs.
But I guess the point is, they're already getting that. We cannot be developed the expertise for getting the jobs that the Army is already providing. They've already got full-time staff to do that.
Maybe not jobs, okay?
But that's the point, is that after you sat through some of these, the soldier wants something to get the job, not that somebody says, let me sign you up to do this or this or that.
We're gonna ask for money from them, and they don't have it, if they wouldn't get a job for it.
Their first opportunity is, hey, I want to try to get somebody to give me an offer on the job, and we sort of track within the Army, those percentages that are not getting the jobs extended on site. So that's the important part, and we haven't heard anybody saying, we see a lot of interest from soldiers getting out that want to join veterans organizations, there's nobody at the table to give that information.
The information that I think, and this is where we can shine, all right, is now, well, now it's too late, but April, May, June, what scholarships are available to kids that want to go back to school? January, February, March, what summer camps are going to be available next year that I can send my kids to? And needless to say, everybody in this room doesn't have that problem, okay? But there are younger people in their 30s that might have a teenager that needs to go to a camp or wants to go to a camp. New Jersey has a summer camp done by the National Guard. It's 1 week in Seagirt, right by the shore. Okay, last year they had 144 kids at the camp. They had 120 volunteers. But guess what? If you're coming in from California or Virginia and you want your kid to go to a camp, well, you need to reach out to somebody like Nelson or myself or somebody younger to get that information.
I have to interrupt. Where does this name come up? The transition, they're coming to your state. Where is this that says Colonel Nelson, Sergeant Larry? Where is this that they're finding that information?
That should be on the state website.
That's what I'm asking.
Right?
You have to have
That's
that.
if your department has a website.
Correct, that's another thing. And if you look at most of, I won't say New Jersey because it's real super. I go on it, I like peeking what you guys do. But most of the departments, including mine, are really deficient in what's on their site, or they're backdated. Some of the people on the site are either in the cemetery or don't exist or are not in the position. So it should be constantly updated. And in fact, it should be within, I'm not putting no more work on
The
that.
next workshop, social media, okay?
Michael?
My post
No.
has a Facebook page. The state has a department website. Many of the posts have in New Jersey. Now, we're no different than any other state. But somebody's got to take the initiative.
About 25% of our department has email.
Right.
New Jersey has, if you'll go on their site, I mean, they have a storybook actually, go through it. They have so much stuff on that site. I mean, you could be on there for a while if you go through all I know what you guys do.
I guess what I'm asking you is when you're thinking about doing this for the whole nation, because you're the chairman of us, think about the fact that a lot of us out there are dysfunctional now. Things just don't work like they did in World War II in Korea.
Yeah, but are those the people who are really recruiting? We're trying to recruit the younger people who have an email address from the military, have an email address
Next
from the university. So you're right what you're saying about this organization. But the people we want to get into the organization, in addition to those, have emails. Now, I have a problem with the National, and I'm not pinpointing you. The National's website stinks, and they know it stinks. I wouldn't mind them taking some resources out of something else and really improving that website, make sure it's dynamic, changing constantly, like Max was saying. And we've been talking about this for years, so what's holding them up? If they'll look at the national website as well as the state website.
First thing that happens when I go to our website is I get hit by a contributor.
Oh, yeah, I hate that.
Okay.
No, we got it taken down. They finally let us take it down. The pop-up has been taken down.
Good.
Let me say something, okay?
And old men
The younger people who go to a website, okay, I'm talking 20 to 40. You got 25 seconds to get their attention in red. They got to do more than 2 or 3 clicks to get the information. Gone. They're on to a different website. This is why in every state, you need a young person to sit down with the webmaster or to get a Facebook going for the state or something. This is where that younger person can shine.
If you look at National, what they changed, for membership, you ready? They used to have Bob Richter's picture on there. Everyone turn, and not that Bob's scary, but they got off of it. So what did Bob do? He had Cindy sitting next to him. Do you notice how membership is turning around?
Stop.
Well,
No, see, I'm not making a joke.
no, you're right.
That's called marketing.
That's the
It's
answer.
somebody that they can relate to.
I know those things.
Reggie.
Question. Know what these veterans actually need or what they need, what they need. That's a very basic question because it's something, I understand that because I dealt with them over the phone for many years. Okay? But you had to be relatable and fast, like you said. Now, if there's something on a form that's not verbal, right? Now, the question is there any wording that we can put on there, which will put on trigger light bulb, go on, that's what I'm looking for, which form are you talking about? We're talking about the internet, right?
But what form? You said form.
I use the word form, but it's, when you go
You mean the site?
Yeah, he's talking about on the website.
Outside.
When you go on the website, you have a lot of choices on there, something has to trigger them to want to hit that button, right?
These things.
This is,
I already know about all this. This is not a conversation we have
this
regularly.
is the best thing, if you have somebody who, first, jobs are number one. Okay, have jobs.
You gotta talk to your
don't have
leaders.
Anything to do with finances.
Even to the job, yes, right?
Yeah, but if you have somebody who's younger, they're gonna be able to tell another younger person, hey, if you go to Home Depot or Lowe's, you get a 10% discount. You go to this place or that place, you get a discount. Okay, this is something that, for the most part, is within the state and sometimes within the county. Okay, Mercer County, Monmouth County, and Ocean County in New Jersey. That's 3 that I don't know about Camden County. Issue a book, a pamphlet that has veteran discounts. So somebody who's coming in from, let's say, Maxwell's area, reaches out to me, hey, I just moved to Mercer County. What can I do? Where can I benefit? Go down to the county clerk. They'll give you a book that shows all the businesses that offer discounts.
One of the things I've got to ask, and I've been through here, this is, you're the closest person I've heard say something, is our mission statement hadn't been changed in years.
Yep.
As we talk about relevancy here, why are we here? I look at our website, what's the advantage? Because people today are looking, what's in it for me? What we say are the grand overarching things in camaraderie. We say we have a service officer, we have 5. What service do we provide? What's the advantage of being, and the only advantage is being a member of the Jewish war veterans and standing proudly and saying I was a Jewish war veteran. Okay, good say that. But what are our actual advantages of being a member? And has that been addressed? And I know I'm new to the convention, I'm talking out there, then I apologize 140%. But as we talk about membership retention and membership gains, how are we met? 1, what's our mission? 2, how are we meeting that mission? And 3, what's in it for them? Why should somebody want to join the war vets, the Jewish war veterans, besides the American Legion or the Disabled American War Vets or whatever organization? Some of us are member of all, but why should I become a member of Jewish war vets? And that's the #1 reason.
You are right.
In a lot of organizations, but how do we meet those goals and how do we define those goals in organizations?
We do have a good mission statement, but I think it's gotten too long. We actually increased it the last time we worked on it.
Well, we just had a meeting with class on that. Why don't you see what you guys are talking? And I don't work for the organization. Why don't you submit it to Cindy or Jordana to take through a classroom? This is my suggestion. Specify the area and do yourselves. Write out the mission statement.
You know what the mission statement was of the Chicago Police Department 35 years ago? Maintain order. You know what it is now? About 6 fucking paragraphs, pardon my language.
Okay, let's get back to your question, your statement, too. You know, we are still in the process of developing a new mission statement. If you look at the mission statement on the website, which is the one everybody would look at, it's nothing. It says everything, and it says nothing. Okay, the mission statement that we've been working on for over a year now, there's still resistance in accepting it. Now, Jordana, Cindy, they have it, you've used it in at least one situation, the new one. But we have to get it through the establishment, and there's a lot of resistance. Okay.
Follow the KISS principle.
You know, it gradually we're changing now. I guarantee that you can see the changes in this convention, how we're actually asking people questions. Okay, looking into Veterans Affairs and strategic plan, it actually covers a lot of areas I think we should be going to. And we covered in our mission statement, family-specific activities, and we have to publish them and the programs associated with them, transition centers, making people financially literacy, giving them financial literacy, warrior care and treatment all relate to us. What bothers me more than anything else, a lot of people think, yeah, we're 121 years old, longest continuously active community. That's nice, but what's it give the people that are looking at us? It doesn't give them much except we're a bunch of old people. Okay, we really have to get specific in our programs. We have to implement these programs, and that's what we're planning on doing now with very limited funding. But I have some ideas through grants and actually get funding so we can actually have strategic locations where we provide some of these services or whatever we decide on. And you're right. I'm sorry, sir. I don't remember. What is your name, please?
Floyd Williams.
Well, thank you for your comments too. We don't want to duplicate the Army, Navy, Air Force, and everybody else services. But we have to provide things in the community they're not providing. And some of these things they're not providing that I just mentioned, as well as other things. Larry mentioned the summer camps. I get calls for money for sending Jewish kids, military members, or they just got out of the military, to summer camps. Well, I happen to be in a post that has some fairly well-off people. So I can collect $5,000 overnight to send them. But we need to do this at a national level and make sure it's available that we're here for you. Yeah, so any other questions or comments?
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
You know, we have, as far as sending kids to camps, there is a JCC Association program called Project Welcome Hub that offers.
Yes.
So
Thank
if you don't have one at the local JCC, we do that in San Antonio.
Thank you for that. And at our local JCC, they have a scholarship fund.
Yeah, there's a special program called Project Welcome Home who are transitioning and actively.
I didn't know that. Thank you. And next time Admiral Robinson calls me and asks me for money to send a kid to camp, I'm going to refer him to that. But I'm also going to, but that's
Part
good.
of the JCC.
This grant administrator that I'm working with now, and again, I have to be careful what I say because we have to go through the administration here. She has a listing of military-related money that we could possibly ask for grants. There's millions and millions of dollars out there, and a lot of this is from Jewish organizations, like JCC, JCCA, et cetera, that we haven't tapped into. And you hear people tapping into financial, to individuals. You can't do that, because we don't have a product to provide. But we will have a product for sure. Okay, any questions or comments? This can't end here. We really have to keep this going to survive as an organization. And I really appreciate everybody's comments. I'm sure Larry does too. Yeah, New Jersey is not typical of everywhere else. I know we're proud of New Jersey. We do a lot of things, but we don't do enough. But other organizations, other departments need our assistance, and we need to publish these things. Two things, really, before I stop, then I'll shut up. Okay, concerning using the military rabbis, chaplains as ambassadors, I think that's going to work. I've hesitated in sending out a letter to these chaplains, and we have email addresses, I think about 40 now. That's
Right.
Yeah. 40 emails throughout the world, because I don't know what we can say that we can't provide to them.
Right.
And I don't want to send a letter saying, welcome to the program, yeah, we'll be in touch with you in the future. That's not right. But we will develop that, and we'll make sure everybody in Jewish War Veterans is aware of the services. The second thing is that we have had people under 40 years old, and I've been the oldest one, at dinners, picnics, mostly in New York. They cover a lot of different states in the Northeast. We need to expand that out to dinners. These are young people, either just going into the military, they're in their military career, and they're just about ready to retire, and they want to deal with us. That's a source of a lot of members. We have about 50 people in that group, and that's the Jewish American Lawyers. That's a JWV name that we have on the website, our name. Even though this is somewhat shaky that they're associated with us, this group, but the people in charge of the group actually are from Jewish War Veterans. We're going to expand that out. So we do have some success. Again, any other comments?
Can I speak on that?
Oh, please.
Okay.
You can speak on anything, even heavily involved in this.
Alright, it's very exciting. So we don't have this solidified yet, but we want to. We have a group of 4 or 5 guys who recently got out, and they're interested in forming the future of JWV. And we've had conversations over the last several months. Their focus is mainly on providing educational grants, providing grants to the children of either Gold Star families or transitioning veterans. They would like to give travel grants for cadets to go to warrior weekends, Jewish warrior weekends, because their focus has been about strengthening the Jewish network that is currently serving and getting out. So finding a way to, anybody who's Jewish right now, is in the Army or the Navy, that they know each other and that will grow together. So they want to do this by doing more family services, educational services. One of the things they'd like to do is provide a scholarship to to get more Jewish chaplains. Some of their other programs include, I want to say, giving spousal education grants. This is what they want to do. These are all their ideas. And these are tapped from guys who just got out. So this is the data we've been looking for about what they want to do. The thing that they're reluctant about is they don't know what our mission is. They're reluctant to work with us because we haven't been able to articulate what we're going to do together. This is a very fragile relationship right now. I really want this to work out because these are the guys that could be the future. If you're interested in getting involved and you think that, you know, you would stick with it, we need some guys that want to stick with this committee, and are willing to help the older guys and the newer guys together, just send me an email. Because the chairman right now has had, Nelson is the elder on the project, he's the guy that's kind of keeping them with us. But if we're gonna do anything, if we're gonna convince them, we've got to be able to state compelling reasons for them to stay with us. That's where we are right now. But when you're thinking, you guys are talking about job programs, different, maybe step away and just think, what can we feasibly do that they're gonna want right now?
These are people that are very heavily connected within the financial industry, lawyers, etc., that are go-getters. Like Cindy saying, that's a very good briefing on this individual group. This could be our future if we could show them how valuable we are as a service to them. Because they know people in California and elsewhere that are young, in the military, or just getting out. And the last dinner I attended in New York City, yeah, some stockbrokers. One guy was a hedge fund guy, millions of dollars. In fact, they're having a picnic over at his house in someplace in upper New York. Fantastic house. So this is an opportunity for us to expand out. So we're not going to let this fall apart, but.
So one of the things they're looking for is they don't have, to get this off the ground, they really need to start communications. They need to form the online network so that everyone can speak with everyone. And they want to start with a basic program, maybe just a mentoring or a career networking program for other Jewish veterans to work with young Jewish veterans to help get jobs. They think that would be a good start. And you all were just talking about our national website and how it's a pain, it's old, sure. Well, I would think, I'm not you, so you're the members and you have to speak to your leaders, but I think that money needs to start moving towards building our online platform. We have to be able to say what we are, so we can put it on the platform. But right now, as it stands, we're really missing the boat on this. So that's something that they basically told us is kind of you want us to do this, we need someone to help us do communication, social media. So that's where we stand.
Okay, it's men and women, by the way, in this group, which is fantastic. And I haven't done enough recruiting for women, but we will get that done.
One of the things, and this is why I say every state should have a chairperson. In New Jersey, we have an organization called the GI Go Fund. GI Go Fund was established about 6-7 years ago. And how this developed was very simple. One of the young men from New Jersey who was an Iraq member, was killed over in Iraq. His friends got together to form a group. They started off with going to picnics and baseball games and barbecues, but they wanted to do something a little bit more beneficial. So they started a training program. They also started doing job fairs. Now, somebody from California might not hear about it and might not know about it. This is why here in this room and the other departments need to start interfacing with information like this. That should be doing that would be the Iraq and Afghanistan chairperson.
The individuals that Bob Richter sent out to David the secret. I call him Doug. He brought over a card and he says, here's a young troop, he's on active duty, he's not Jewish, could he become part of our organization? Well, I talked with him for a few minutes and he was very interested. I didn't want to sign him up. I wanted Bob to sign him up. So he is outside with him. He's a young man right here. He's interested. So here it is. It works out. We just, and I don't have to tell you guys that, just have to apply yourself. Make us that people are interested in our organization. There's so many different ways, just to get people involved.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything? I just gave a briefing on the Veterans Affairs Department to Vietnam area veterans. I get to take parts of this and tell you what I told them. It's an update on what's happening here with Veterans Affairs. If you want me to do that, in the remaining couple minutes, or we can just say goodbye.
But there is, right? Excuse me, isn't this a leadership workshop also?
That's it, yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay,
you know-
I'm just asking.
You know, Maxwell, it was messed up, the title.
Okay.
Not blaming anything
No,
like national, but it
no,
was messed up.
I just like clarification, that's all.
Yeah, good point.
I'm taking.
Well, I see the leadership, my leadership is right there, I have no problem.
Your comment about having the national commander put it out there, I'm 100% there. I've been there for the last year and a half. Okay? But guess
Responsibility
what?
is command.
Okay? I'm only one person. I can't go to all the different departments and say, you need it. They're gonna look at me and say, but who the hell are you?
Well, the national commander should have been in this room. The future of our organization is what you and Nelson have brought out, is the Iraq, Afghanistan veterans. Even though our commander is not one of those, but he should be here and pass it on to the next commander right off. I know there's only 2 or 3 of us that have served during Desert Storm, Iraq, and all of that, but command should always be present.
They're in the Vietnam Veterans Committee.
Just the commander is at the Vietnam veteran meeting, so he can't be in 2 places at one time. So he's not absent, he's attending the Vietnam veteran meeting.
You know, that's,
Someone give 50% of his time to the next generation. Just as an aside, that young brother, when I didn't do it. They had them at the newspaper from the Department of New York yesterday in the lobby. About veteran activities, you know, about the American Legion, VFW, and so forth, the Jewish war veterans. So I said to him, do you get any, are you connected? And not, they want to hear you.
Personal conversation or?
Right, you're correct. He was not connected to any veteran service organization. And that's what I believe the Iraq and Afghanistan kids are. They don't know where we exist. Not only we exist, but any of the others exist. He has a service dog with him. I don't know what the story is, but if he has a service dog, he must have some problems. They don't know any of us exist.
I don't know what the answer is.
Let me just say one thing. I think the focus is excellent, but I think until our leadership determines that our purpose is serving the veteran, whether it's the younger veteran or the older veteran, we're going to go nowhere in this organization. And our focus has to change.
You're correct. You're correct.
it is changing in my opinion, but it's a very slow change. And we have to speed it up. We don't.
I just want to speak on this. I'm an IAPA veteran. And this is like my 3rd national convention. And although I'm not one of the younger millennials, that is the time that I served. And I just think I'm very concerned because the future of this organization is the young people. And I know it's tough for some of these World War II people to accept it, but if we want a legacy and to have this organization continue, we need to do things that attract young people. And young people really are not interested in coming to brick and mortar organizations. As you've been discussing, they look on the website. And if we don't have anything that catches them, like you said, in the first 2 or 3 seconds, we've lost them. And we really need to first decide what we want to do. We need to cut our mission down that it's readable, quick, that they would want to join with us. But I think we need to have a discussion on the other side is, what are we offering them? Why would they want to join us? That's all I got.
Before Sheila leaves, let me, as usual, hammer on Sheila. Sheila said we need to have a change in that definition. Now, I hope someone says to Sheila, since she has brain power over there, Sheila, sit down, write something, some idea, and submit it to the national office or to this chair.
I did that on a teleconference and I got phone on.
Sure.
Do it again.
Sure, it's already been done.
I'm gonna, I'm gonna paraphrase what Norman said in his initial address. He said that changes are coming. Some are gonna be fast, and some are gonna be slow. But I think we need to stand also behind Norman with a little bit of stuff every once in a while, to say, hey, enough with the World War II guys and Korean guys, let's focus on the future. Because, I'll broadcast it. I understand that we need a museum, but if we don't focus on the organization, if we don't focus on the future, there will be only a history and no organization.
That's right.
We need more doers.
Less bullshit, more work.
Well, I won't go to the extreme. Less pontificators, okay? Get the people that do something.
Okay, we have a meeting coming up at 2:30, social media workshop. The next one is at 4 o'clock, IT committee meeting. Let's go let everybody participate in that and say the one focus they should have is fixing that national website to make sure it really makes sense and it's something that we can use to show the new people.
Cindy, put another X next to Nelson's name.
Thank you.
I can hear what you're saying. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Excellent.